Pizza. Hi there, John Burgess here. Welcome. I am here with a good friend of mine, actually, someone I've known for a few years, Stu Johnson. Say hello, Stu.
Hi, John. Hi, everybody.
Stu has an incredible story, and I don't use these words very often, but it's a life-changing story that he's got. And I'm so glad that he's going to be sharing his story. You definitely want to listen in. It's definitely inspiring, and you might know somebody this might be relevant to. And it's a story on the back of completing his 21-day nutrition kickstart program. He's just completed it. It's all about healthy eating, resetting gut health, and this thing called the microbiome. And it has many, many benefits in health, of which you're going to hear some. So let's just cut to the chase. To put things into context for everybody watching, Stu, would you just be happy to share a little what life was like for you 3 weeks ago? What were the things you were struggling with? And I know there were some big struggles going on. What was going on for you health-wise 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, so it's kind of, where do you start, really? I think I came to you with, when you were going through the problems that people were having at the start of the program, I kind of ticked every single box. So one of the key ones is I suffer with arthritis. So I had been taking long-term ibuprofen, or even worse than ibuprofen. But as well as that, you're given the omeprazole to calm the stomach as well. So as a result, I was struggling with acid reflux too. So living with a lot of kind of low-level pain and discomfort from the arthritis and the acid indigestion as well. So things were fairly miserable that way. You kind of just learn to tolerate the fact you're going to feel a little bit grotty every day. So you wake up and there's a grunt and a groan when you're trying to put your socks on, or you've had a glass of red wine and you feel quite a lot of discomfort overnight. Those kind of things. So quite a lot of just living with aches and pains, and you think, well, I'm a middle-aged man, so that's just what I've got to do, put up with it, really. Looking to start actually some long-term medication for the arthritis. So that was the plan at the beginning of the year as well. That kind of a little bit of trepidation there, because it sort of messes with your immune system. So it's not something you want to do, but you think that's the only route really to long-term better health.
And that was biologic. It's about injections to manage your inflammation and arthritis.
Bi-weekly self-injection. So just thinking about it straight away, you think, well, that's a fairly big deal. It's regular blood test. It's being cautious when you're out and about, not to pick up infections, and kind of different kind of instructions if you do pick up injections, or if you go for an operation, then you've got to sort of be really careful, and real lifestyle change.
Yes.
As well. So a pretty big deal. And alongside that, a few, just the, not being able to sleep through the night. So regularly waking sort of 3:30, 4 o'clock, and not really getting back to sleep again, which again sort of contributes to that kind of debilitating feeling of just feeling knackered all of the time. And, but you just think, well, that's just life, isn't it? And putting up with these things as you go through.
Yeah. And in addition to that, the blood pressure that was on the high side.
Yeah. So sometimes you forget everything that's going on. So having to see heart consultant and talk about blood pressure and taking blood pressure medicine. So got into the habit of regularly taking blood pressure, and the tablets seem to be then that only way of controlling things. And I guess carrying quite a lot of timber, have done for quite a while, and really struggling. I joined the gym last year and went on a regular basis, but wasn't able really to shift any weight. So, whether that was partly the diet, or, just a difficulty to lose that weight, you feel that you're active, but you're not seeing any progress. So that gets a bit demoralizing at times. You think, well, I go to the gym regularly, but I'm not actually losing anything here. So what can I do to sort of make that change? And that kind of contributed to the overall, you don't feel as great because you're not exercising as much, or struggling to do what you really want to do, go for a run. Those kinds of things become a lot harder when you've got all the aches and pains. And I guess the other piece was just not having the energy or the desire to do that at the end of the day anyway. You're busy at work, shall I stay on the settee and watch the telly, or do I feel energized enough to go for a run? So
yeah.
yeah.
Not a fair to say it was a pretty tough place by the sounds of it. And
yeah, I think, like I say, you just get used to it though. You just feel that that's the norm. So
yeah,
you know, you're kind of happy. You're a little bit upset, fed up, but you know, it's just life, isn't it? You think, well, I'm getting towards my mid-50s. That's, you know, that's what life's like. You know, I've just got to resign myself to it.
So you'd heard about the program. Obviously, we've known each other a while, and you'd probably been aware of
yeah.
it for a little while. And then the time was right. You're like, do you know what? I'm going to do it. Did you have any reservations about doing it, Stu?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, I'd observed from a distance, probably, you know, people doing videos just like this, or people sharing success stories, and also reading about things like microbiome with Michael Mosley and people like that on the telly, and thinking, you know, there's got to be something in it if you know, it's getting that kind of a coverage. But you know, it's another one of those. Well, you know, perhaps I'll try it next month. But again, I think with the heart problems, and then, you know, people around you sort of struggling for health and fitness as well, it kind of brings things home. You know, particularly in the last quarter of the year, you know, quite a number of people that I've known struggling with, you know, things in that area, and you think, well, the time's now really. So you know, I thought, well, I've got nothing to lose. The only trepidation I really had was the shake side of it, because I've kind of seen that as a little bit of quackery or mumbo jumbo. You know, you kind of think, well, surely, you know, the shakes bit of it. Everything else kind of makes perfect sense, the clean eating and the healthy eating, but it was just the shakes and the supplements always seemed to be a little bit of you know, something that made me feel a little bit nervous about sort of living on that kind of liquid diet. But to be honest, I quite enjoyed those. They didn't taste too bad after all, and you just get used to it after a couple of days.
And I know you mentioned their liquid diet, but you know, there was a good chunk of this program where you're eating lots of regular meals and snacks, etc. So this is a program where it, you know, it does involve enjoying food and trying new things. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, and that's something that, you know, I've again learned to enjoy cooking meals from fresh, you know, with fresh ingredients. So plenty of fresh fish, plenty of you know, vegetables, and
yes.
it kind of gives you a bit more appreciation of the food, you know. So, but you know, there's plenty of opportunities to eat healthily. Like I say, there's somebody though who used to enjoy a sausage roll and a pork pie, and you know, it it is. You look at it with that kind of trepidation and think, can I really switch? But
You did
yeah,
it.
I think, like I said to you last week, I was in Sainsbury's and I'm going around the shop looking for all of the clean and healthy options, and quite enjoying it. So I shouldn't really admit that, but yeah.
So, Stu, very quickly, what have been the results? What have you got from what's the program done?
Well, I guess, you know, the one amazing piece was I've dropped a stone in weight, really. So having spoken about not being able to shift anything, the fact that I've, you know, noticeably dropped in weight was a real sort of boon. You think I might lose a few pounds, but to actually lose a stone in the period of time, I, you know, kind of gobsmacked at.
Yeah.
Clothes just all feel looser. So you know, whilst I can't remember my starting measurements, but you know, just everything, you know, shirts are a lot looser. My man boobs have shrunk. You know, the things aren't stretching and straining as they were. So you kind of go to the gym now and think, well, you know, perhaps I needed to get a little bit of a tighter top, and I'm not there in the baggy stuff hiding everything really.
Yeah.
And belts on trousers, those kinds of things, just gone in you know, a couple of notches on the belt. So whilst, you know, I can't give you those actual statistics, just everything feels looser, and you know, everything just seems to feel,
That's
you know,
fantastic.
a bit lighter and able to move around a lot better. So I'm not groaning when I put my socks on in the morning, these kinds of things. So
Love it. Absolutely love it. And tell us about the arthritis, the pain side of things, and your blood pressure. What's gone on there?
Yeah, so blood pressure's gone down. So you know, which is great. Having, you know, I was doing constant readings before the program anyway, just because of having had the high blood pressure. So we've got a good benchmark to show things have gone down over the period of time. Not suffering with the palpitations that I was before the program. So, you know, whilst I still have some, you know, they're not to the frequency or the strength that I was feeling before.
Nice.
Getting a much better night's sleep.
Sleeping through now? more?
Sleeping through, yeah. You kind of get to the third week and realize I haven't struggled with acid indigestion. It's one of those things that you almost feel as though something's been peeled away, and you're thinking, well, actually, I haven't had acid indigestion for the duration of the program. And it's one of those strange feelings of, having just lived with that low level residual discomfort, when you realize that I haven't had it.
Yeah.
It's quite an amazing feeling. It's the same with the pain. So you realize that you're putting your socks on without struggling in the morning. The fact that you're able to sort of go to the gym and do some of the things a lot easier than before, is amazing. And I think I mentioned to you that I was planning on starting the regime of injections, but I've postponed that for now. And I've got an appointment with a consultant next month. So hopefully, if things can maintain, then it's something that I can stay off the drugs and stick to the healthy eating and start to enjoy life without that kind of low level residual pain. It's that realization at the end of it that you think, well, I don't feel achy and I don't feel that discomfort that you were just putting up with. I don't grunt when I stand up from the settee anymore.
And you're not taking the painkillers that you were taking before to try and get by?
No, not at all. So maybe there's an element of reaching to them for a crutch every day, but I just don't feel the need to take a painkiller. And I think that can only help in the long term, can't it? With
yes.
What the painkillers and the other tablets you're taking to control the side effects that you're putting into your body. So,
Stu,
yeah,
it's just incredible. When I heard you share and you told me, and these results, we measured it, it's just outstanding, absolutely outstanding and life-changing. And I know someone somewhere down the line will watch this video, maybe quite a few people, and identify with some of the things that you've been struggling with and realize that actually through their nutrition, through their gut microbiome, there's a way that's better, that's to make things better. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's a miracle cure for this, that, and that. But you know what? It does impact our health. It does impact how our body works. And it can make things better. Usually it's very normal to see improvements in lots of areas of health by particularly just getting the nutrition right and looking after our gut right and see what happens. So I really am grateful for your trust for going through the program. And I just think you're a great example to other people about what's possible. And you took responsibility for your own health. You really did. You invested in your health, you committed to your health, and you're getting rewarded for that as well, which is just the best thing to see. So, Stu, thank you so much. If there's anyone very quickly in like 1 or 2 sentences, just one, maybe 10 sentences, if there's someone watching this now and they're thinking, this sounds interesting, but they're sitting on the fence and thinking, oh, I don't know, what would your message be to them?
I'd say give it a go. I mean, I've watched from afar probably for 18 months, 2 years, thinking that there's possibly something in it, but is it for me? And I wish I'd have taken that plunge 2 years ago, really, because I could have had 2 more years of being, without the pain and the annoyance that I've had over those 2 years. And like I say, that limited trepidation about, can I really hack three weeks of it? I think we've spoken, long term. Then I'm looking to sort of change that diet and change that approach as a lifestyle change. So, the 3 weeks weren't the misery and nightmare that I expected, and the outcomes, like you say, have been pretty much life changing, I guess, for me at the moment. So, yeah.
And this is it. This is just a kickstart. This is a kickstart. It gives people the shift, and it's giving you the shift to something more long term. And I know we've talked about the next 60 days and how you can maintain these results or even progress on a bit further. So, Stu, thank you so much for sharing your story. It's amazing.
No problem, John.
Super proud of you, and congratulations on what you've achieved. For those of you watching right now and you're being inspired, or it's made you curious to want to find out more, it's so simple. If you want more information, either comment below or send me a message and I can give you the information that you need to see whether it's for you or not. Whether you know Stu or not, just hit the heart emoji, just congratulate him, write in the comments and congratulate him, because I know he'll appreciate that and that'll spur him on to keep going. And thank you very much for watching. Thanks again, Stu. Take care, everybody.
Cheers, John. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Stu. Bye.
Bye.